Barakatah Yahweh Barakatah, Yahweh Shah Barakatah Yahweh Barakatah, Yahweh Shah Bashem, Rakakwadash, double honor to the apostles, the elders. Salutations to you, sincere brothers teaching in truth and in sincerity. This lesson will be entitled The Strangeness of Our Salvation. The source is The Independent. Article entitled UFO Sightings Are Frequent and Continuing, and Some Cannot Be Explained, Navy Admits. All right, published 1 day ago. UFO sightings are frequent and continuous, a naval intelligence officer told members of a Congressional Intelligence Committee Tuesday morning. In his opening statements before the committee, Deputy Director of Naval Intelligence Scott Bray told members of the U.S. House Intelligence Committee's Subcommittee on Counterterrorism, Counterintelligence, and Counterproliferation that UFO sightings or unidentified aerial phenomena in the Pentagon's new terminology have been common on military ranges since the 2000s. Mr. Bray's testimony comes as part of the first congressional hearing on UFOs in more than 50 years. He was joined by U.S. Under Secretary of Defense of Intelligence and Security Ronald Moultrie, who oversees the Pentagon's Airborne Object Identification and Management Synchronization Group. AOIMSG was set up to investigate UFOs. The release of an intelligence report on UFOs in 2021. The report concluded more than 140 UFO sightings since 2004 could not be explained and were not tricks of light or sensors. It's clear that many of the sightings are physical objects. Based on the data that we have, Mr. Bray affirmed at Tuesday's hearing, and these physical objects will deliver the elect of Israel. All right? Yahweh Shai will be inside of this so-called physical object or this so-called UFO. And according to the Holy Scriptures, so-called UFOs can be identified in the Scriptures as clouds, okay, a flying roll, and also we can equate this to the strangeness of our salvation. All right? Wisdom of Solomon 5:1. Then shall the righteous man, the prophets, stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him, beginning with the nobility of Edom, because they control this entire system and made no account of his labors. And we can base this on their so-called history. Verse 2, when they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation. And we can equate the chariots of Israel as the strangeness of our salvation, okay? Or so-called UFOs, which are physical objects, according to that article. So far beyond all that they look for. This is Ecclesiastes 3. and 15. That which has been is now, and that which is to be has already been, and the Most High require that which is past. All right. Now, the focal point. And that which is to be has already been, meaning what? We will be saved. Lord will, we are the hopeful elect. Okay, by the chariots. Now, the chariots led us out of ancient Egypt. All right. And guess who led us out? That was Yahushua inside of that heavenly chariot. But this time, Yahushua is returning, right? And he's going to lead us out of modern day Egypt and throughout the four corners of the world. But this time around, we will be beamed up inside of those heavenly chariots, the elect of Israel. And again, Lord will, we are a part of that number, right? This is Exodus 13 and verse 21. And the Lord Yahweh went before them by day in a pillar of a cloud, a so-called UFO, all right, which is nothing but a chariot of Israel, to lead them the way, and by night in a pillar of fire to give them light, to go by day and night. He took not away the pillar of the cloud by day, nor the pillar of fire by night from before the people, right? And this cloud again was a chariot, all right? And Yahushua was the one leading us out of Egypt, all right? Remember, according to Ecclesiastes, and that which is to be has already been, all right? And America is nothing but modern day Egypt. Case in point, Deuteronomy 28 and 68. And the Lord Yahweh shall bring you into Egypt again, all right? Hence America, with ships by the way whereof I spake unto you, referring to prophecy. You shall see it no more again, referring to our land, for an appointed time frame. And there you shall be sold unto your enemies, Edomites, for bondmen, meaning slave, and bondwomen, meaning slave, and no man shall buy you, meaning what? Save us from this captivity, okay? The only person that can deliver us is Yahushua. And again, Yahushua will return in a chariot. Revelation 1 and 7. Behold, he, referring to Yahushua, come with clouds. All right? Chariots after chariots after chariots after chariots, and every eye shall see him, and that's literal. And they also which pierced him. And this proves what? Reincarnation. And all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him, even so Tawab. And the reason why all the kindreds, referring to these other nations, are wailing is because Yahushua is bringing judgment. Okay? Let's go to Zechariah 5 and 1. Then I turned and lifted up my eyes and looked, and behold, a flying roll. Okay, a so-called UFO, which is identified in the Holy Scriptures via the Holy Spirit. Verse 2, and he said unto me, what see you? And I answered, I see a flying roll hence a chariot. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof 10 cubits. And this is a description of the size of that chariot which he saw. Verse 3. Then said he unto me, this is the curse that go forth over the face of the whole earth. All right. Why? All right. It's going to be a blessing for the elect of Israel and a curse for 2/3 of our people. All right. And also the non-elect of our people spread it throughout the four corners of the world, and as well as these other nations, beginning with Esau. This is the curse for them. They go forth over the face of the whole earth. That's the reason why you have chariot sightings throughout the four corners of the world. For everyone that still shall be cut off as on this side according to it, and everyone that swears shall be cut off as on that side according to it. And I will bring it forth, saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, and it shall enter into the house of the thief, America, right? And into the house of him that sware falsely by my name, and it shall remain in the midst of his house, and shall consume it with the timber thereof and the stones thereof. All right, so these chariots, all right, will be a tool Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shah utilized to destroy Esau's system, as well as the missiles. Okay. Revelation 18:4, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people. And this voice, okay, will be in the Hebrew, okay, saying, come out of her, my people. All right. And this proves what? That Yahushua is going to be inside of that fathership. All right. Extracting the elect from the earth. Okay. And this is referring to America. So the elect of Israel will be beamed up right before those missiles make contact with America. Okay. And again, just like Yahushua delivered, all right, Israel from ancient Egypt, it's the same thing with modern day Egypt. Revelation 18:4, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that you be not partakers of her sins, and that you receive not of her plagues. Plagues are what? Judgment in the form of nuclear activity, right? That's precept, Zechariah 13 and verse 8. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, referring to America, saith the Lord Yahweh, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die. So 2/3 of Israel will die in America. All right. But the third shall be left therein, meaning what? The 1/3, the elect, okay, in America will be saved. And I will bring the third part through the fire and refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. Then shall they shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Lord Yahweh is my power. And also, and I will bring the third part through the fire. And from a physical sense, the third part is going to be inside of those chariots as America is being destroyed. Back into Song of Solomon 5:2. Salakia, I'm tripping. That just it sound right anyway. Wisdom of Solomon 5:2. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation. All right. Hence the chariots, so far beyond all that they look for. Lord, will you are edified. Shalom.